Hello and welcome to Connect. I'm your host, Randy Shabilo. On today's show, we'll have Robin Chapman from the Potash Corp Children's Museum and Constable Ryan Ahalt from the Crime Stoppers program. As always, we'd like to connect with you.
Tweet us at Shaw TV Saskatoon. Find us on Facebook or email shawtvconnect@shaw.ca. You can also watch previous interviews on Shaw TV's YouTube channel at youtube.com/Shaw TV Saskatoon.
Robin Chapman is the campaign chair for the Potash Corp Children's Museum. The campaign is well underway, and I've asked Robin to come in today and give us a little bit of insight and update into the program. So Robin, thank you for making time for us.
Well, thanks for having us today. First of all, we're really excited. You know, when you think about the group that came together with the inception of this museum was 15 years ago. The existing museum at Market Mall is 7 years, and now we're going big time. So it's not if, it's when.
Can you shed some light, because I myself, father of 5 children and a children's museum, the first inclination I had was it's a place to take your kids to look at stuff. Can you tell us a little bit more about what the Children's Museum is really all about?
Well, first of all, there won't be one sign that says do not touch. Everything that you will go in there, you will put your hands on. So if you are a child, a parent, a sibling, it will be hands-on. There will be everything from visual up in the air above you. There'll be all types of things that you can climb, that you can touch. We'll follow the STEM learning principles, which is science, technology. We will have arts. We will have a mine. There's going to be an underground area where you go down like in a potash mine in our province. Anything that you can imagine will be there, and it's 2 floors and 12,000 square feet of fun.
Compared to the temporary location that you're in now, is that the uptake there, has that been very popular so far?
You know, it's been phenomenal. The community has supported us. We have over 200 annual memberships. We have over 20,000 children that visit that museum in a year. And it's at capacity. And everything inside that has been built with loving hands from people who volunteer. However, the new museum is going to be quite different because we have some very exciting designers that are designing the plan and putting it in place. Maybe talk about that, because there's a bit of history and some significance of who's playing in that design world. Absolutely. So about 2.5 years ago, the board of directors put out a call for proposal. We had about 14 companies from North America. And the company that was selected is Argyle Design from Bronx, New York. Really exciting for us in Saskatchewan and really exciting for us in Canada. They have designed one of the Smithsonian museums in Washington. They've designed the Natural Museum of History in New York, and they have over 20 children's museums in the United States. We will be their first museum in Canada.
I can't think of a more appropriate location given the historical significance of the Mendel and what's happened there over the past 60 years or so in that particular area. There must be some synergy, though, with the Kinsman Park and choosing that location and what it can be when it's all built out.
You are so smart. It will be family central. There is absolutely no question. When you have Potash Corp or Potash Park Playland across the street, and then you have Potash Corp Children's Museum, a lot of synergy. I suspect we'll see in the parking lot a lot of minivans, a lot of SUVs. They'll be working on some kind of connection point for crossing the street. We will also have we will have programming that will actually flow over into that area once we're open. So you can expect to see part of what we do across on the other side as well.
I see that very appropriate, just given what's been happening there over the past number of years, and it was a place that I grew up as a child as well in Kinsman. Maybe talk more about the museum itself, and you talked about the hands-on components and so on. Are there opportunities on the capital campaign for more sponsorships for different types of things in the building, or if someone was going to contribute to that, would they just contribute to the pool, and it would be kind of fanned out throughout the 12,000 feet.
Well, we're really pleased to share with you that we're at 7.1 million of our $10 million goal. As the designers move forward, there have been more exciting exhibits. So a lot of the key exhibits are already sponsored, or there's been donations, but we can certainly look out to our community and province to help support us. We're close to that goal, but we need more help, and we'd really like to see that we reach that goal this year, so that we can move forward and get into the building when the Remy Art Gallery moves out and start the build.
And that's kind of been loosely targeted for the fall of 17. Do you see there being a bit of a transition period between them vacating the Mendel and you moving in and starting with the work that needs to happen? Or?
Absolutely. So we will be leaseholders. This will be a city building.
Right.
And probably just like yourself, I used to go there as a child. And when you look in that building, there's a lot of things that were probably put in quite a few years ago. All that's going to come out. So the city has to go in, take out floor tiles, ceiling tiles, walls, you name it. Probably put in a new heating and HVAC system, bringing things up to where we require today. And then once they're done, we get the gold light to go in and start putting in our touch and developing the exhibit. So our timeline, we feel, will be late 2018 to early 2019, as long as that can progress this fall.
And you'll stay in the current temporary location as the Children's Museum is now until that opens?
Absolutely. We
Good.
also have a summer program, which we started last year. It's an outreach program where we went to all the parks in the city, and I believe it started mid to late May and ran through to September. We'll be developing something similar to that, and that'll probably be announced in the next month.
You mentioned the memberships. Is that something that families and children and parents can, do you see them belonging to that as a volunteer type organization, or would there be an admission to this, or how would that work, or do you have that figured out yet?
You know, the museum, they've done a lot of study of children's museums and science centers across Canada, and they have a full report. There will be memberships, there will be daily, you can pay daily to go in. And currently, we actually have donors 1 day a month that actually create accessibility for those that don't have the ability. And we can see there will be more days where we have that available when we open.
How do you see the community, and it's not just for Saskatoon children, because there will be obviously people coming here from out of town. How do you see that working into maybe perhaps a bit of an educational component, if you will, because it is fun with what I've seen in other cities that have these.
Right.
Do you see that as an educational tool, or would it be something for field trips for schools to take their students to? Or that's an operational issue, perhaps.
I think everything. We've actually met with both of the school boards. We've also met with the Science Center in Regina. We see that there can be some synergy or some compatibility there. I think in the long term we want to have a more of a provincial outreach program, which we can maybe do between the two facilities. But it will be educational, and it will also be a really unique experience. So at some point I can share with you what I have behind me here, which is a really exciting opportunity for this museum in Canada.
Is Saskatoon kind of emerging as a big city, a big small city, if you will, in terms of other centers that have these children's museums, or are there some others in Canada that we can look to as a bit of a guiding light for establishing these?
Canada does not have enough children's museums. We have science centers. There's TELUS Spark in Edmonton and in Calgary. There's a science center in Vancouver. There's a children's museum in Vancouver, and there's one in Winnipeg as well, and in Toronto. But there's not enough, and children's museums are different than science centers because every time you go, the experience is different. Whereas when you go to a science center, there's usually step A, step B, step C equals D. This will be completely different.
You touched on some of the components with the gallery. Is there anything you wanted to share with us, or is that all kind of a secret?
Not at all. This is, again, it's kind of like when people work hard and really believe in something, sometimes some gifts come back to you. So working with this great design team in New York, there's going to be a climbing structure, probably one in every children's museum. So this opportunity fell in their lap. They found this artist who is from Japan, and she hand makes this climbing structure, and that's what's behind me. It's actually an art installation, and it's a climbing structure for children. And guess where they found she lives now?
I don't know.
She lives in Canada. She married a Canadian. There isn't any of her art or any of her work in Canada, and we will be the first museum in Canada to feature her work. And what's so cool about it is that, when you think of the Mendel having all those years and all those histories of art, it's kind of apropos. It's pretty cool.
The conservatory will stay as it is right now. I think that's been a concern that we lose that.
Absolutely. How can you take that away from families and children? And we're probably up to generation number 5 on that one. Of course, the city will still manage that. The banana trees, everything will be there. Yeah.
I'm glad you clarified about the climbing things, because I know I maybe shouldn't have been up on some things as a child when I was there, but this will be something that will allow the children and the minds to develop and explore. Just to close us out, can you maybe shed some light on where people could contribute or how they could become involved with the Children's Museum?
Thank you for that. So we have set up a website. It's called kidapproved.ca, kidapproved.ca. You can go there. You can see the museum plans. You can see who some of the donors are and the structures, and any gift is welcomed. So thank you.
Appreciate that. We'll keep you in mind and look forward to being there when that opens as soon as it can. And I want to thank you for making time and sharing that information with us.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back.
You'd go into a spaceship and then just go up and down, and then there'd be it's kind of like a window, but it's a video screen.
This little 3D printer where print owls and castles. A pirate ship.
It's a roller coaster that will go pretty fast, but if there's younger kids, there will be another roller coaster.
And you'd go up the stairs into it, and you could throw the ball down one of the pipes, and then you'd go down the slide. I thought I would call it the Funky Doo. So there'd be a whole bunch of simulators, one about Mars, one about Hawaii. So there's 2 dads, 2 robots on a team, and another 2 robots on a team.
Big screen, and each key is going to be the color of the Northern Lights.
Kind of small mountains as big as the building, and then we go across, climb it.
When you climb up, there's the rock's name and stuff, and facts about it.
I thought it would be kind of like a programming room.
Somebody could be the shopper, and somebody could be the person who checks out the items. Like an art room, but I was thinking maybe I should add roller coasters. I love that idea.